Hello everyone, today I'm gonna be watching, god damn it, Morrowind review, a moon sugar fortified experience trademarked by Seth. Let's check it out. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey people, Seth here. Today, I'll be reviewing the Elder Scrolls free Morrowind. It's been years since the Outlanders came in and conquered our lands. Every day since, I've been persecuted for my superior beliefs and culture. If it weren't for the Imperial scum, I'd be happily eating salt rice and kwama eggs for breakfast every day and dying of blight by the ripe.
He actually made some. That's crazy. Why is Felix here? To be fair, best girl. No one can argue with that. Girl.
Me in these troubling times. From an uneducated glance, Morrowind might look like your typical open-world sandbox RPG of the early 2000s. However, first appearances are deceiving. Morrowind is actually an RPG about reincarnating yourself to overthrow an order of free gods worshipped collectively as the tribunal because they betrayed you in your past life in order to abandon their mortality, with one of them, Vivek, impaling you through the chest with his gigantic penis sword. Meanwhile, another man betrayed by the tribunal has lived on past death, driven mad with divinity, and also has a piece of pottery permanently stuck to his head. Inside a steamy volcano mountain, he plans to overrun the continent by influencing the dreams of bitter, dark-eyed nationalists, unhappy with a state of political affairs, turning their dreams into reality as their face cavity collapses, grows a mouth proboscis, and eventually blooms into a full set of eyes and tentacles, ascending as a hunchbacked cephalopod hellbent on genociding all other races off the face of Morrowind and restoring their native homeland to its former glory.
When you say that loud, it sounds surprisingly cool and crazy. Morrowind was amazing, actually. To be my favorite was Oblivion when I was a kid, but like Morrowind was amazing too. But I wish I was older so I could enjoy Morrowind more of a like understanding way, because I didn't know English back then, you know.
You, however, know nothing about this, more of a Nerevarine prophecy you will one day fulfill. You're just a prisoner on a boat left to rot.
Always a prisoner.
You've been granted pardon for your crimes by order of the Imperial Emperor. In exchange, you'll be working with the Imperial Intelligence under Caius Casadus, an Imperial agent who, over the course of the story, is dishonorably dismissed from his post because he can't contain his crippling crack cocaine addiction. This might sound like a lot to swallow, but when you consider that a person swallows on average 5 clockwork spiders each year in their sleep, this doesn't seem so bad. Aside from the main story,
even the spider like myth is bullshit. That's not right. That's not true. It's just they put statistics into it to make and a long like period of time to make you think it's true. It's not fucking true. Not the average person doesn't eat a fucking spider every year.
The lore and background of the Elder Scrolls universe is thoroughly explained, documented, and communicated to you throughout the course of your play. Most of the lore for Morrowind was written in a single week, while the main author went on a sleepless amphetamine binge, surprising absolutely nobody. And that's where it shines best. Morrowind is the most authentic alien setting ever put in games, and second only maybe to Planescape Torment. When everything is so bizarre, nothing is bizarre. Everything put in front of you is so genuine and sincere, you never question it. So maybe the best showcase of the game, and the best way to communicate why it's so amazing, is just telling about all the crazy shit I encountered. Like, let's start with the main diet of Dark Elves. Eggs. Really fucking big eggs, which are laid by gigantic kwama queens under the earth. Sometimes people steal eggs from the mine. They're killed on the spot without trial, since food is precious in this region. If a kwama queen dies, the hive fails, and the local villages depending on them undergo a famine. Very technologically advanced dwarves everywhere, complete with clockwork spiders, mechas, and Jewish ghosts.
Why Jewish? Why Jewish? Come on, elaborate please.
Dwarven ruins everywhere, complete with clockwork spiders, mechas, and Jewish ghosts, which keep reminding you about the 6 million, but no trace of the dwarves themselves.
Jesus fucking Christ! Holy shit! You can't say that! Shout out to all pro Jews.
Why? Because they built God. And since building God is a pretty big endeavor, it's anybody's guess where they went. Either to a completely different realm, or instantly vanished from existence. There's a temple in the game with an imprisoned Daedra. Guess where they went. Either to a completely different realm, or instantly vanished from existence. There's a temple in the game with an imprisoned
Okay.
Daedra bound to a religious relic. He's completely chill, calm, domesticated, unless you provoke him, of course. If you keep taunting him, he finally snaps and says, "After I kill you, I will rape your corpse. Don't worry, I'll be gentle."
No, no, no.
There's one wizard in the game who
No.
cloned female copies of himself to have his own daughters, which also act as his wives and concubines. And if you
Oh,
don't think that's the
God.
hottest shit ever, get the fuck out. Morrowind is my fetish buffet. Case in point, there's a quest where you're tasked with escorting an Argonian slave back from the docks to her master in another city. Immediately upon delivery, the owner and his guards murder and rip open her stomach on the spot, because it turns out you've just been an accomplice for a local drug cartel, helping them bring a body packer whose stomach was filled to the
Is he right? Because that's some big brain plot right there. If the slave that you were supposed to save is actually smuggling drugs in her body, what?
brim with sweet cocaine.
I'm actually glad I didn't know English back then, because I would be scarred by this shit.
There's always politics and intrigue between the great houses of Morrowind, Hlalu, Radorn, and Telvanni. While legally, the empire occupying Morrowind doesn't permit slavery, they can't really stop the Telvanni, since they're incredibly powerful and omnipotent ANCAP wizards, and they don't like guests. That's why there's no stairs in Telvanni wizard towers. If you can't levitate like a normal person, you're fucked out of luck. Do you know how you get promoted in Telvanni society? You
Makes
kill
sense,
your
makes
rivals
sense.
and assume their position. The court of law there automatically presupposes that if an argument was had and you successfully murder the opposing party, then your argument must have had more weight than your enemy. In
What?
fact, you can hover up to a Telvanni tower at any point, murder the resident mage and his servants, and you won't be punished for it. It was their fault for having low security anyway. Besides, one of the servants sprayed blood all over my chest, clearly
That's some
violating
Wild
my
West
NAP.
level of
With enough
law.
time, sweat, and cum invested into a faction, you can climb through the ranks up to the point where you can build and own your own fortress.
Oh.
Of course,
Man, I miss ranks. Ranks were so good. I don't know why Skyrim doesn't have ranks anymore. It's just like you're the master now. Just fuck off. Except Imperial missions.
the Telvanni just grow their fucking forts out of the ground. But first, you will need the approval of bureaucrats determined to kill you off or make your life a living hell before they grant their sponsorship. Except one. Crassius Curio,
It's so
counselor
buggy.
of House Hlalu, gives his endorsement for nothing more than a kiss on the cheek. Because he's a fag. He's even offered some of the books you can read in-game, most of them banned
God
from the
damn
public.
it, man. God damn it. Why is he so fucking brutal with every fucking word?
For being the equivalent of erotic fan fiction. One of the most famous and sauciest of these is The Real Life of Queen Baranzaya, where Crassius raunchily asserts that the first queen of Morrowind took fat Khajiit dick and, bemusingly, complained how
Is he telling the truth? Is this like narration truthful? Because I never remembered Elder Scrolls being this type of game, having this type of plots. What? Are you what the fuck?
painful barbed cat penises were to insert. There's even an in-game explanation for why your character, the Nerevarine, can save and load the game, since we the player can influence the metaphysical force known as Chim in the Elder Scrolls universe, whereby we can live through different timelines and outcomes in parallel. It's for this reason that Vivek, who has reached understanding of Chim, never agrees to fight the player, since no matter how strong or powerful he is,
We can save scum, and they fucking put save scumming as a fucking fourth wall break mission in there?
knows that you can assault him an infinite amount of times, and eventually succeed. But when you're done perusing the story, how is the actual game? Absolutely fucking broken. It's stable 90% of 50% of the time. It's functional, but the combat system is insane. Forget any notion of fair play or balance. If you can exploit something, you should, because the alternative is getting tapped by a bandit carrying an enchanted twig that paralyzes you for 10 seconds straight per
Oh
strike.
god,
My first experience
yeah.
of combat was quite traumatic. I attacked a tiny
I just don't fall over because come on. At least in Skyrim, when you're paralyzed, you just fall over, like backwards, like a piece of
The
wood.
squid creature, thinking it's impossible to lose against something so shitty. Instead, it paralyzed me in place and proceeded to slowly nibble me to death while removing
Look,
the
it's
paralysis
not doing
whenever
that
it
much
got
of a
close to
damage.
wearing off. Bravo, Todd. The game mechanics are bullshit. Either you adapt to it and bask in its ridiculous glory and enjoy yourself, or you refuse to learn. Die horribly and write angry complaints about it on a Korean basket weaving forum. For example, potions and their effects in this game stack. So let's say I used alchemy to make 200 potions of Korean
What the fuck does that even mean? Send them, there you go, you were dreaming. What's your name? God, that's Muhammad Ali Basim Al Tafyun Al Usama Ashraf. Holy crap, that's a mouthful. I don't even want to read Syrian void.
basket weaving forum. For example, potions and their effects in this game stack. So let's say I used alchemy to make 200 potions of intelligence. I could simultaneously chug all 200 potions of intelligence and gain infinite knowledge for a few seconds, during which time I'd quickly tab back into my inventory and use alchemy, which scales off intelligence, to craft several thousand restore fatigue potions using bread and rice in a single nanosecond, which would be so amazingly powerful and potent that their individual market price would be enough to completely buy out the entire store catalog of most merchants. And if in the off chance I chose to use them instead, I would have a permanently full bar of stamina for the next few years of my physical life. In a similar manner, I could do this with other effects, such as Fortify Strength, whereby I can smash the final antagonist of a game with a weapon so hard that he and the weapon would cease to exist. But if you just happen to find your friend's Morrowind game open and want to run a funny prank
That's
on
so
him for
fucking
sleeping with a
broken.
family dog, you can make a potion of paralysis using the same method. From the moment you drink that potion, your character will be paralyzed for about 3 hours. When he comes back and asks why his character can't move, laugh and ask him why the dog keeps crying at night. You can use this time to explain to him why bestiality
Oh my god!
is immoral and illegal in most countries, and
That-
how the
that's a
doctor
good
said your dog's orifice will never fully heal. The game
Oh my god, what the fuck? Seth is absolutely mental with his fucking explanations and fucking examples of things that he wants to get rid of. Yeah, bestiality is bad. Fucking
design
hell.
offers you a lot of freedom to mess
Jesus.
around with. The custom spell making in particular can be abused to make some disgusting spells, such as the ability to camouflage yourself perfectly 100% for 1 millisecond and steal something right in front of a merchant. But just because they couldn't see you physically taking the object, they can't establish causality between the events happening around them. It's a great game. The environment and atmosphere really capture a very alien landscape and culture, while the dialogue and text keep you occupied for hours on end. Gameplay aside, Morrowind could be described as an early 2000s slave trade RPG, and when you get tired of running around doing
Jesus,
errands and reading
modding,
shit,
oh
you can always
god.
download mods or make your own with a construction set and reduce the quality of your experience. Warm thank you to the many members of the Flalu Merchants Guild,
Oh my god, the Jews again.
graciously funding these videos against their better judgment and taste. You're all truly wonderful.
Yeah, you did this to yourselves, guys. Holy crap. But to he makes the most uniquely weird and bizarre. Yeah, fuck PC culture, fuck vocal, all of them. I don't give a shit anymore. This is my favorite.
Hey,
What
people.
the fuck? What the actual fuck? Now I look at every Elder Scrolls game differently now. When I know what the what? Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, if you want to play something, play Oblivion, just because that is that's at least playable to this day. And it's quite fun. But yeah, for now, have a nice day and goodbye everyone. See you later. Jesus Christ.